Hi everyone, and welcome to the course intro of Mon Stack. Now, the purpose of this course is to help you become a full stack developer and create cool web applications. We will be dealing with designing and practical based learning, which means that you and I will be creating projects using the Mon Stack. At the end of this course, you'll be able to call yourself a Mon Stack developer with multiple projects under your belt. So, let me brief about myself. My name is Palash, and I will be the instructor for the course. I'll be taking you through the journey of Mon Stack and teaching you nitty and gritty parts of how your Mon Stack works. I have been a software developer and have been into teaching students the technology stack from front end to back end. Now, I have created this love for technology as well as love for sharing the knowledge so that we can have a better developer community and we can come up with much more cooler websites and have a better skill set web development. Let's talk about why do you need to learn this. Now, when we will be learning MERN stack, the objective of this course will be to serve as a comprehensive introduction to each topic in web development. Now, this course is a proper blend of theory and practical hands-on session for each and every concept. Throughout the course, the participants will work on different tech stack in order to implement the concepts learned during the course. So you're going to gain a lot through this, and at the end of it, you could call yourself a MERN stack developer. So the outcome of this course will be you will be able to build your own APIs using the Node.js and Express. You will be using front end and you will be connecting your front end to the APIs that you have built. And our front end is going to be in React. And once we are done with this, we will make our code live and see it running up there in the internet itself. So that's about what our course has to provide. Now, let me show you a quick example of how MERN Stack works and give you a small demo of how things work in MERN Stack. So this is an application that is built on MERN Stack. Now for this MERN Stack, you will be learning each and every part of it. This is the client side and this is the server side. And we will be coding it to actually make our MERN Stack and deploy it in the internet. So let me quickly run this application and show you how it looks like. So during the course, we will be teaching how to create your server, how to create your client, how to create each and every component in React, how to use your Express, and how to save our data in the MongoDB. And everything that is running will be in the environment of Node.js. Hence, we will be doing all of this stuff. So let me start the server. And do not worry, we will be working across this whole application, and each and every command that you are going to see right now, you will understand at the end of it. And let me start. Okay. All right. So there you go. We have a small glitch that it is looking for something. So let me start the other server where it will not show me that error. Now this is me starting my MongoDB server. And now I will be going and starting my npm application, which is our application here. So let me go and just quickly start the development server. So by the time it starts up, now I will give you a brief intro of how things are working. Now, whenever our stack works, we have a client side and a server side. And the client side will be sending details and requests from the front end to the back end, which it will receive in the server side. And the server side code will have each of them to handle it in itself. let me show you a landing page code for our React. And we will be doing this when we are learning our application. But this is how we are going to start off with our application. So let's go, and now this is the part where we see the project up and running in our local systems. Let's go ahead and show you what this project is about. So this is like a social media where you can sign up about yourself. Let's say I'm signing up as John. Email is john@do.com, and I can give you this the password. And we are going to talk about, let me show you an example of how we have made the validation check. So we are going to make a validation check on whenever a user is signing up. So this is the first user that is signing up in this, and you get a notification and a dialog box. Now, once you have this, you can go ahead and sign up using the same ID that you have used for signing up and log in using those credentials. So this is a user, okay, I might have typed it wrong, maybe John Doe. So this is a main page of a user. Now you can share your thoughts. It's like a news feed that you can share. So let's say, how is your day? And we can post this, and each post will show up over here. Now, if someone likes it, you can comment on it. You can go to the My Profile page and see who is following you, who are the followers that you have, what are the posts that you have done. You can edit your profile as well by uploading a picture, writing about me, changing the password, and submit it. So if I go back to the page, I can sign out and sign in again. And this time I am going to sign a new user called Max at the rate, let me add small max at the rate abc.com. Sorry, that's a name. I will use this as an email. I will use here, I will use name max, and I will use the password. Now we need to have 6. So I'm going to create a new account, and I'm going to sign in using this abc.com, and I will have the password that we have saved. And during the course, you are going to see how we are saving the password in the database, how we are fetching the details, and you can see, you can also view the John's profile that we had just now created. So we can go ahead, click on this button and see what John has in his profile. So if you want to follow John, you can press the follow button, and you can see the followers list has been updated for John as well. And I can go back to my profile, and if I haven't posted anything, it is not going to show me any data. All right. And at the end of it, we can also delete our account. And once we delete, we log out and we can sign in again. So this is what our MERN stack is going to look like. And we are going to use MERN stack to develop this project. Now, let's first understand what is a stack. Now, a stack is the combination of technologies used to create a web application. Now, Mon Stack is one such technological stack which uses 4 of very powerful technologies. First one is the MongoDB. Second one is the Express. Then it is React and Node. So all these technologies comprises the Mon Stack. Now, each of these 4 powerful technologies provide end-to-end framework for the developers to work, and each of this technology plays a very big part in the development process of a web application. And during this course, we will be using all of these technologies to create a web application of our own. So let's go ahead and understand what are the benefits of the MERN stack and why do we need MERN stack. So the main advantage using the MERN stack is that every line that is written is in JavaScript. Be it the front end, be it the back end, everything is in JavaScript. Now, this is a programming language that is used everywhere, be it the client side or the server side. With one language across the tiers, there is no need of context switching, which makes the life of a developer much more easier. Now, for tech stack with multiple programming languages, developer have to figure out how to interface them, how to join them together. But with JavaScript stack, developer only need to be proficient in JavaScript and JSON. So overall, the use of MERN stack enables the developer to build a highly efficient web application. And do not worry, we will be doing the basics of JavaScript, HTML, CSS throughout the course so that you get some good hands-on on JavaScript before we start learning everything in our MERN stack. So let's go ahead and talk what is MongoDB. Now, MongoDB is a NoSQL document-oriented database. MongoDB has each record in the document with a key value pair, and it is much more easier to handle MongoDB. MongoDB is very flexible and allows its user to create schemas, database, and tables. Now, documents that are identifiable by a primary key make up the basic unit of MongoDB. So, why do we use MongoDB? So let's quickly go and see why we use MongoDB. The first and foremost is that it is a fast document-oriented database, which is easy to index, and therefore it has a very fast response. The second thing is the scalability of MongoDB. Now, large data can be handled by dividing into several machines, and that is what MongoDB does. If you have a very big data coming in, it will handle your data, spread it out across several machines, and therefore, if you are starting small and over the time, if you grow big, you can use MongoDB. The third point is it uses JavaScript. Now, MongoDB is using JSON, which in turn uses the JavaScript, which is a very big advantage why we use MongoDB. Now, one of the most important point about MongoDB is it is schemaless. That means it can use any type of data in separate documents. It is in the form of JSON, which means the objects, arrays, values, strings, anything can be saved in the database. And you can share data across any platform, which can be any kind of data, either a video or a audio or a text file. Now, the environment to set up your MongoDB is quite easy. It's simple to set up your MongoDB. And also your document model that MongoDB creates is very flexible. So therefore you can create tables, schema, columns, and SQL, which is faster and easier. So this was all about MongoDB. Let's see some of the biggest companies that are using MongoDB as a part of their own tech stack. Now, according to the stackshare.io survey, there are 3,031 companies that is reportedly using MongoDB in their tech stack, which includes big names like Uber, Lyft, Code Academy. And in the video, you can see even Google, PayPal, and Inuit, all these big organizations are using MongoDB as the tech stack and to use data. So why not learn about it? So this was about MongoDB. Let's go ahead and talk about the other technologies of Mon Stack. So now let's dive into what is Express. Now, Express is a node framework. That means rather than writing your code using Node.js and creating loads of node modules, Express makes it simpler and easy to write the backend code. Now, Express helps in designing web application and API, and Express supports many middleware, which makes the code shorter and easier to write. So why do we use it? I've said it all. Let's just summarize it. It is asynchronous, and we will be talking what asynchronous means. But in a layman term, asynchronous means you can make something start now and end later. Then it is a single thread. That means everything that you will be working on will be single threaded, fast and scalable, which helps you to actually write an application in no time. It has the biggest community for Node.js, and it promotes code reusability with built-in routers. So the life of a developer becomes much more easier, and the implementation of the logic and the idea is much more faster using Express. So let's see what our API or Express helps us to create our APIs and which companies are using Express as the framework. So Express.js, as you know, is a backend web application framework. Let's see some of the examples of who uses Express.js. Now, according to the same survey, there are 270 companies reportedly using Express.js in their tech stack, which includes Twitter, Intuit, and OpenGov. So here is a small list of applications which are using Express as their tech stack. Now, in the image, you can see there is Myntra. There's a very famous game called QuizUp, which which took market by surprise. So all these companies which are actually using Express in their tech stack. Now, let's move on to a very big and very important part of our MERN stack, that is React. Now, React was originally created by software developers at Facebook and was later open source. So React is maintained by Facebook as well as a community of development companies and individual developers. So let's go and talk about why do we use React. The first and foremost thing that React provides us is the virtual DOM. Now, we will talk in details about what virtual DOM is, how it works, how is it different. But to give you a brief idea about it, a virtual DOM is a representation of a DOM. And virtual DOM can actually copy the original DOM. Any modification in the web application causes the entire UI to re-render in the virtual DOM. So that is an advantage. If you are unable to understand the context, do not worry. When we are doing this in our course, you will have a much better and in-depth understanding of it. The second thing that React provides us is JSX. JSX is nothing but a JavaScript XML. It is basically an easier way of writing simple React components. It will look like an HTML, but we will understand how each JSX converts into JavaScript and how it helps us to make a web application. The third thing that we have over here is components. Now, components is the building block of UI, where each component that React creates has a logical and contributes to the overall UI. Now, these components also promote the reusability of code and makes the overall web application easier to understand. With all this comes the high performance of React. Now, features like virtual DOM, JSX, and components makes it much faster than the rest of the framework out there that we have. So all in all, React anchors the MERN stack in a way that it is the defining feature of our MERN stack. So there has been a lot of hype about React. Let's see the companies that uses React. And you will be surprised with the list of companies that you will see in the image here that uses React. If you see the top row of the image, you would have heard all those companies, and these are the big companies that are using React. Uber, Facebook, Netflix, Instagram, Airbnb. All of these companies uses React as the front-end development. Even your LinkedIn uses React as the front-end part of it. So hold tight. Once we start the course, we will be learning how it is done and how React is having such a big impact on the organizations in today's web development. Now, this brings us to the last part of MERN, which is Node. Now, Node was initially built by Google in 2008, and it is built in for a Google Chrome. Node.js is basically a JavaScript environment which allows you to run their code on the server side outside the browser. Node Package Manager, which is an NPM, which we will be learning throughout the course and we will be using throughout the course, allows the user to choose from thousands of free packages to download, which makes our development much more easier. Instead of us going and writing each line of code, we can download the package and we can use it in our application. So why do we need to use Node.js? As I said, it is an open source JavaScript runtime environment. It is a single threaded model. The data streaming is much more faster, much more easier because it streams data. Then it is built on Java Chrome's JavaScript engine, and Node.js has a fast code execution and it is highly scalable. So this is all about MERN stack, a brief intro of how things happen. So thank you, and I will be hoping to teach you